live with us Thursday. We didn't. Today, with my time all day, we're ready. Sending money.
Common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Everyone has access to the information. We just know how to analyze it better.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. You the man.
Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Wow. Had to triple my bag. Yeah. Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
What is going on, guys? What is going on? Let us know if everything is looking good, if everything is sounding good. It's been a few days since we've been live here at Learn Crypto, and we did have to restart the computer due to that. So let us know in the chat box. There's an echo. Okay, well, let's go ahead and remove that. Tell me if there's no echo anymore. I'll start the introduction here. My name is Nick Hellman.
I'm Todd Butterfield.
We are here on this Monday night. It's already pitch black here in St. Louis, Missouri, to talk about cryptocurrencies. We are seeing some red across the board, but that should not be a surprise if any of you followed us on our last live show, or you're in our Patreon Discord, or even on Twitter. we said that this was a good opportunity or good chance or likelihood that we would see one more leg lower, especially if the 4,000 mark did not hold in Bitcoin, which it has proven that it can't so far. We're also going to be talking about, is Ethereum Classic dead? Some of you may know what I'm talking about, some of you may not, so we'll get into that. We have Fidelity and Nasdaq both looking to get into cryptocurrencies, and not just looking, but they said they are 100% in on cryptocurrency trading no matter what happens with the current price action. So a little bit of positive news from you. And of course, we'll have the man with the plan taking us to Lambo land, Todd Butterfield, taking a look at the charts. He's got a few software charts, some trading view charts. Let's see what we're looking at here. When will the low be in for Bitcoin? What does this next leg lower mean for the price of Bitcoin and altcoins? And once again, we are here just to have some fun with you guys. So we'll get into some news, some fundamentals, some TA, and of course, go over to the chat box, see what's good with you guys. But before we do that, make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And today will be a Zen giveaway show. So hopefully, to stack the bags a little bit that are probably looking a little emptier during this bear market, leave a comment in the comment section below with your Horizon ZEN wallet address. And that is your entry to win some free coins.
And the wifey will not be here tonight because she's playing Elf at the Lions Club Christmas, handing out gifts.
Interesting. Looks like the echo was fixed, so we got that ready to go, and let's go ahead and get started. What's going on in the coin market cap? Holy cow, $126.2 billion. Bitcoin dominance on the rise up to 53.7%. Bitcoin is down 6% for the day to $3,894. XRP falling back below the 35-cent mark. Ethereum going to be testing $100 once again here in no time. And Stellar trying to hold around the 15-cent mark. Red all across the board, all the way down until your favorite meme coin, Dogecoin, ranked number 21, is up 5% on the day. Is Dogecoin the real stable coin in this ecosystem? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section over here.
There's Maker, MKR for Elizabeth.
Biggest winners are Odom, Decentraland, Dogecoin, Factom. I don't know, did you make those Factom charts public? I know over in the Discord we had several Factom charts, been trading some Factom and doing pretty well on that, and it is up 4.45% today. Huobi token and the DAI, as well as USD coin, are the only green cryptocurrencies in the top 100. Nothing too crazy going on right now other than the overall market capitalization, but as far as the current price, nothing too insane. It looks like Bitcoin just saw a nice $50 pop, so maybe you want to take a look at some crypto charts over there, and then we'll get into the crypto news and have some fun.
I mean, we just got the 1 hour chart here. I was going to show this because I had talked about here when it went blue that was up near areas where it could pull back short term. That ended up being the major high up there, 6,600. We now have came back down. We're not really at previous buy levels. That's pretty well down here at a little lower level, but it won't take much to get there. We've got shorts here in the red, back almost at really the highs that have marked short-term tops. So a little more shorts put on, a little long liquidation, and maybe we can put another low in, whether that's new lows below 3,800 and the 3,600 low, or whether we have an ABC off the low here, because we kind of called this ABC up to 4,400. And really my guess was today, even in Discord, that maybe we've had an ABC down. So we could mouse around and do another triangle here that we are famous for doing in Bitcoin, or we actually could have an ABC back up higher before we break the new lows. So I'm kind of leaning that way at the moment. I'll show a couple charts kind of to why I'm leaning that way. And then still a new low will give us this wave 4 if it's not already in place, which the way we're overlapping here, it looks like probably the wave 4 is going to be drug over still at lower levels. So that's all for right now. Jump back on it.
That's all you got.
Nixtradamus.
Shout out to everybody over here in the chat box. A lot of familiar names, a lot of new names as well. And we'll get to some of your questions here in a little bit. Amber wants you to take a look at Dragon Chain chart. And Zimmy Jim says 5% on Doge is like 2 Satoshis. Well, there you go. Estaj in here says next 2 stops on BTC, 3,500, 3,300. Then you know what's coming. Yes, $2,000 on Bitcoin. When we're talking over in Discord, and I've been talking about leg lower, I think I even made a public tweet. I really believed that if Bitcoin closes on the daily below 4,000, which it just has, I believe, that I thought that we would have another leg lower and set some new localized lows for Bitcoin, which would put it around $3,000 to $3,200. We'll see if that happens. We'll see what that does to the rest of the market. But you do know that these other altcoins are coupled currently with Bitcoin and seemingly do underperform Bitcoin during the initial drop-offs. But some of them will see some bounces, more violent bounces than Bitcoin will once it does find its bottom. So we'll see how that acts. A couple good trades after the first major low that was set a few days ago or a week ago. And let's see what happens here. So let's get into the news. A couple people are talking about Ethereum Classic. Yes, you saw it. Is Ethereum Classic dead? But Nick, you said you liked Ethereum Classic. It's on Coinbase. Barry Silbert likes it. Charles Hoskinson likes it. What's going on? Well, ETC Dev. Unfortunately, ETC Dev cannot continue to work in the current situation and has to announce shutdown of our current activities. An announcement was made that says, "It is with regret that I communicate the shutdown of ETC Dev current activities related to Ethereum Classic effective immediately." Ethereum Classic Dev, everybody, you're going to see a lot of FUD, a lot of misinformation. They're like, well, if there's no dev team, how is Ethereum Classic going to exist? It must die, right? Not exactly. So, first off, that there is individual GitHub developers and individual miners all across the globe on the Ethereum Classic network. So the network is still alive and well. That can be seen via transactions, via GitHub repositories, and via the hash rate on the network. But the big information to remember is ETC Dev is one of 5 major development teams or organizations that are part of Ethereum Classic. 4 of the other are ETC Cooperative, Ethereum Foundation, IOHK with Charles Hoskinson, and there is a 4th one that's still online. I'm drawing a blank right here. So although this is sad to see, I did talk to some individuals. I'm not going to say the individual or even the team, but individuals from some of the 4 other development teams. They said there was kind of a little bit of a misappropriation of funds, as well as not strong treasury planning with the bear market in hand. People have been trying to get ETC Dev to implement a treasury system that has been rebutted and kind of refused up until this point. And now you see that if you don't have a proper treasury system, a lot of these coins are starting to fail. Steemit is another example of a failed treasury system where they're laying off 70% of their employees. And I think you're going to see this to continue across the board. So no, I do not believe that Ethereum Classic is dead. Will there be a wave of FUD and misinformation? Probably. But its price action is right in line with the other major cryptocurrencies today. Do I still think that Ethereum Classic is going to have development moving forward and should be a portfolio holding? Yes, I believe so. And will I continue to mine Ethereum Classic? Yes, 2 of my mining rigs are still on the Ethereum Classic network. And I'm kind of happy that the hash rate has dropped about 30% because that means I'm earning 30% more coins on average per day. So yes, this is not good to see, but just want to let you guys know who don't follow Ethereum Classic that much and you're seeing, well, it looks like Ethereum Classic's dead, that this is one of 5 development teams on board that project. Let's do one more news article, and then we'll get into the Zen giveaway from last live show, and then we'll see what Todd's got going on, and we'll see what's going on in the chat box. Maybe do a little roll call for you guys to see where you think the Bitcoin price is going to be. So Fidelity, you've probably heard of this name because either you probably have investments through Fidelity or your parents or your grandparents. It's been around forever, and it's a trusted name in the traditional markets. Fidelity looking to expand digital asset trading beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. I don't know why they used Ether. Just use Ethereum. Fidelity Investments is looking to expand its institutional crypto asset platform to include trading services for the top 5 to 7 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization. Let's take a look. Who would that be? Does that mean everybody's in? I'm going to say not. The reason I would say that is these 2 are in. I think you can make an argument for XRP, but Fidelity does have concern pertaining to adding security tokens, and we do know that XRP is still in lawsuits for that very recognition, so maybe we'll skip over that. I would say Stellar is in. Bitcoin Cash, with all the drama it's going through, you could probably make an argument for it, but I think that could be left off as well. Maybe they're looking at EOS, Litecoin. Heck no, they're not looking at Bitcoin SV and possibly Cardano. That is where I would draw the line. I would say Cardano has a high chance. Litecoin, EOS, make an argument for Bitcoin Cash. Stellar has a very high chance, and make an argument for XRP. So let's read on. Quote, I think there is a demand for the next 4 or 5 in rank of market cap order, so we will be looking at that. Jessop explained that Fidelity is taking a customer-driven approach for now, and that its 13,000 plus institutional clients are interested in Bitcoin and Ether because they make up a large part of the current market capitalization. Quote, I think when it comes to security tokens or tokens that are likely to be deemed securities, we are waiting for the space to develop. That's why I said maybe you can make an argument for XRP, but I do think that the current regulation and the kind of court cases they're going through, whether XRP is a security or not a security, might hold Fidelity back. I think the drama for Bitcoin Cash might hold them back on that, and I think Bitcoin SV is not even going to be considered, maybe leaving a slight opening there at the bottom of the list for ADA Cardano to possibly be added. Overall, this is some bullish news in this bearish times. Fidelity, and we're going to talk about another one here in a second. They said they were doing this no matter what. They don't care about the current price action. They've dumped a lot of time and money into building this infrastructure, and they believe that their customers have high enough interest to make it worth their while, and they believe that blockchain technology and this investable asset class are here to stay. So that is a little bit of positive news while the market prices continue to slide. What's going on in the chat box over here, Todd?
Not too much, really. I was kind of getting ready for some stock charts here that we go through real quick.
Let's do it. Let's do a few stock charts. And while Todd's about to pull up some stock charts, I know it doesn't interest all of you. So you go ahead and tell me what's next. Are we going to go to $5,000 Bitcoin or $3,000 Bitcoin? $3,000 Bitcoin, a loss of another $900, or $5,000 Bitcoin, a gain of $1,100. Are you feeling bullish or are you feeling bearish at these times? And then on top of that, if you think it's going to go to 3 or 5, if you think it's going to 3, are you still going to hodl your current holdings and just try to average if that doomsday occurs? Or are you going to try to be fancy with it, try to sell here and hope and pray for a 3K Bitcoin? Let me know what your thoughts are. And Todd, go over some stock charts.
I'm just going to go over these real quick because I had given a buy signal there a couple of weeks ago, and I did do a YouTube video this morning. I didn't like the way we had the strong opening above this previous resistance on the Wyckoff wave, Dow Jones. They all kind of look the same here. So I did pull the plug on longs. I was a little early on the buy here because the technometer was oversold. We did come down and check these lows for another spring, but now we've just really done sideways. So I think stocks pull back here. And then we've got, with the stocks rallying, normally the bonds would have pulled back. They did not. So actually I had to stop at this previous high. So I got stopped out of small losses here on the short bonds. And that was kind of telegraphed because the technometer, when I went live on YouTube, was around 39, or when I recorded YouTube. So I had said that it was too close to oversold and would probably turn quickly. It did do that and close stronger. So bonds could go up here while stocks now head down. And then the dollar, not much to say. It's still up there in that triangle that I showed. I think we're still working. Probably that wave 4 ended here or ended today. So I think maybe we could run in one more new high here. And, or if not, the high's already in here. We just tested it. So I keep saying I would sell a break of the uptrend, but the technometer, once again, 24.3, which is extreme oversold. So really, you know, the technometer to tell you the 4's ended today, and we're going to have a quick run up here. And then that's really about all I'm going to show. Let's look at Square real quick. I had said I didn't get a buy down here on this break. We only had about a 42, 41 on the technometer, and we're sitting here at 45.39. So not much to talk about there. And then some people on here talk about the pot stock, so I wanted to show Telray here. We did have a oversold technometer at this 103 level Friday. And then today there was, there was some bad news. Somebody reported one of these pot companies is going to go under, so there was some selling coming in. But I think probably Telray here is probably decent for a bounce. So
sweet. Let's take a look over in the chat box. we see a lot of bears. Only 1 or 2 bulls out there in this ecosystem looking for a 5K Bitcoin. Crypto Hunter looking for a 5,500 is next on the BTC train. We have somebody else saying, take a look at ICX chart and talk about ICX. Well, Todd might be able to look at an ICX chart, but also if you go to our YouTube homepage after the show is over, scroll down and go to the review section. The most recent coin review and overview I did was pertaining to Icon and ICX, so I think you might find some interest talking about some of their newer partnerships, upcoming projects, and where I think that there is some light at the end of the tunnel for ICX holders, users, and speculators. Give that a watch. All right. It's that time of the show. Let's give away some coins. Let's give away Zen from our last live show. If you didn't participate in our last live show, as it seems there are a lot of new individuals in the show here today by the looks of not as many wrenches, go ahead and once this video is posted, leave a comment in the comment section below with your Horizon ZEN wallet address for your chance to win. But until then, we got to give away some coins from last show. Let's do this. So like I was saying about ICX, here is our YouTube homepage. Scroll down right here in the review section. We got Icon ICX review. We also have interviews with various coins, EOS, John McAfee, Charles Hoskinson, etc. So make sure to give those a watch. And then, of course, Todd does post some videos here in the technical analysis on stocks and cryptos. The last few have been pertaining to the stock market since it has had some abnormal volatility. So let's go to this last live show. Let's grab this URL here. All right. 1 in 48 chance to win yourself some Zen. Who is going to be the winner? Here we go. The winner is Mass Diabetes. I probably mispronounced that, but you know, you're going to get coins for it, so pardon me. Shame I didn't get to watch any of the live shows. Also need to get those 3 lessons completed on the OP, Force, and Technometer.
Exactly.
Can't wait for the software to launch, and there is the Zen address. So if you guys don't know, Todd Butterfield over there is the president of Wyckoff SMI. And if you head over to learncrypto.io, we do have a Wyckoff and cryptocurrency trading course with over 950 students. You also can go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/learncrypto. to join us over there, whether you just want to be a Patreon member or whether you want to have access to our private Patreon-only Discord and private Patreon-only live shows. Some of those guys are in the chat box to let you know about that. So check out what we have to offer outside of YouTube in the description below. And, you know, really invest in yourself because I think that will go a very long way. Shout out to this winner of Zen. And once again, leave a comment in the comment section below for your chance to win some Horizon ZEN. A privacy coin and a privacy ecosystem. All right, here we go. So we talked about Fidelity. Let's give a little more bright news for the bullish future. A lot of you are bearish for the short-term Bitcoin price, looking for a 3K Bitcoin before a 5K Bitcoin. And I can't argue too much about that. But I will tell you is that the institutional infrastructure is continuing to expand. I don't want you to get shaken out of all of your cryptocurrency positions. If you are currently mining, I would say continue to mine, continue to stake, and continue to node. You're going to be very thankful for these bags moving into the future, and this is starting to look more and more like a replay of the dot-com bubble, where the big boys were a little upset that so many retail investors did find some riches. They footed the crap out of the market, built an infrastructure, and once they're ready to sell you, they will sell you. Bitcoin futures on Nasdaq confirmed by the company executive to be launched in the first half of 2019. Earlier this week, rumors emerged that Nasdaq, a securities exchange considered only second to the New York Stock Exchange, will launch futures contracts for Bitcoin. This has now been confirmed by the vice president of Nasdaq's media team, who has stated that the contracts will be listed and launched in the first half of next year. This puts it in the same time frame as the launch of ICE's, or the New York Stock Exchange, backed futures contract for Bitcoin. This contract was previously claimed to be the saving grace of Bitcoin, as it was slated for launch in early December. However, it has been postponed for launch in the tail end of January. As you know, we are very bullish on what backed means for the future of cryptocurrencies because it is futures contracts, but they are physically delivered Bitcoin futures contracts. From the information I can gather from this article, I do not believe or cannot verify that the Nasdaq futures will be physically delivered. Instead, if they are just USD delivered, really we know that, well, futures are just a debt obligation and usually cause downward pressure on the asset as they're used as a hedging ability. But we'll see what happens. If you guys have more information whether or not the Nasdaq futures will be physically delivered like that of BACT, let us know. Although there is a little bit more bullish news here out of a quote from Nasdaq. We've put a hell of a lot of money and energy into delivering the ability to do this, and we've been all over it for a long time. So although they might have been fudding it in the mainstream media, apparently they've been building away behind the scenes. Way before the market went into turmoil, and that will not affect the timing of this in any way. No, period. We're doing this no matter what. Another big dog saying they're doing this no matter what. They don't care about the recent Bitcoin volatility, and several of them are probably accumulating behind the scenes, looking at the infrastructure being built right before your eyes. The contract is sent to trade on the Nasdaq futures platform known as the NFX. There you go. This is for institutional grade investors. Retail investors will not have access to these futures unless you're rolling in the dough, probably several Bitcoin per contract. So, and like I said, if you're already in the crypto space, I would much rather just hold the underlying, buy Bitcoin, rather than the futures. Although the BACT exchange does do physically delivered Bitcoin futures, I think you should just hold your own Bitcoin, hold your private keys, and really be the banker of your own funds moving forward. What's going on, Todd? What's your thoughts?
I got a few charts here I could throw up that people had asked for, and also I had some intraday charts. I've just taken snapshots of the software. Software, for some reason, after 7 is just being a little bit slow. I didn't want to wait on it. So this is Bitcoin USD. When we went to the new low on the OP back here, that's when I called for this to be an A up. This was a B triangle, and looking for a C up, which we got. And then we had another ABC down here, I believe, because the OP has went to new lows for this whole move, while price looks like we've done an ABC and holding. So again, I think we have an ABC back up, or maybe an ABC of a triangle before we see lower levels. So, and the technometer on Bitcoin USD, we're at 40 today. We really got up to like 43, 44 on the upside. No sell signals or anything. With the OP deteriorating like that, we're going to get an oversold quickly. There's Bitcoin USDT, same type of thing I'm talking about. New lows on volume, price trying to hold with ABCs happening. And then same thing, technometer 42 on Bitcoin USDT after making almost a 46. But a 50 really is considered a sell. And then someone asked about DigiByte. I did throw that on our Discord today because down at the bottom, we did get the sell-off in the volume while price held. That told you somebody was coming in and supporting it there. And then we had this quick rally up, which you probably could count that 5 waves into this high. And we've had a nice ABC pullback on the OP, and price is still holding in there. So DigiByte short term is actually acting then a little bit better than everything else. So I think somebody mentioned Dragon Chain. There's the daily. Still trying to hold up. I don't really trade any Dragon Chain to speak of. So we had that big spike. I guess if that was a fat finger down to the 2000. And back here, 2705. So not much to say there.
Yeah, from a fundamental perspective, I still like kind of what Dragon has going on, and they're really working on more interchain capabilities, expanding their options. Before it was just a few, but now they're rapidly trying to grow their ecosystem and what you can do within their protocol.
I mean, some big volume coming in here for 3 days. Didn't take it to new lows, and then we tested it here. So, that one probably still holding up relative to everything else. And there's ICX, somebody mentioned, still down in the doldrums. Again, fundamentally, I think Nick's got a little information on ICX. I don't really. And the chart's not been very good, so.
Yeah, this is one that is falling dramatically off the highs. Some, like a lot of these altcoins down over 90%. And you should watch my overview or review. To generate your own opinion. And I said in that review, if we broke below that 40 cents is probably around when I did the review. If we had any deeper dive on ICX, that's when I would get my first bag of ICX. And currently I do hold that. So there you go.
And you've got some money coming from your mortgage that you're doing, right?
Oh, maybe that's why I'm hoping for the 3K drop.
Right.
And Ness83, first of all, Ness is the great system, so shout out to you. Can Bitcoin drop further? You might have missed the beginning of the show, so you might want to rewind it. But we said that when a Bitcoin was around 4,200, we were saying that there probably would be another leg lower. We are now sitting here around $3,800. I said that I personally believe if Bitcoin 4K didn't hold, we would have another leg lower. I think that we might set new localized lows, which would put Bitcoin in the 3,000 to 3,200 range. But looking at the charts there, Todd might have a little bit different of opinion, or where do you think the Bitcoin price is going from here?
I mean, if we're doing a triangle here, the way the ABCs, I mean, it just looks like we're going to break that 3,600. So, shoot, that could be, 3,000 some night overnight. So, I hate to say, but I still think somewhere here we're going to make a spike low, and then we're going to be good for a year or two.
There we go. Any other questions that I might have missed here? The chat was scrolling so much. Some congratulatory to the winner of the Zen giveaway. And just trying to make sure we got all the questions here. Maverick Gold says, what does that mean when you say physically delivered futures contracts? Well, the current futures contracts on Bitcoin are settled in USD. So really, that is a debt obligation against Bitcoin and usually causes downward pressure, which we've seen recently. Bakkt is going to be doing Bitcoin futures and probably expand to Ethereum and others, but the futures contract trade will actually settle in Bitcoin, meaning that that individual will get Bitcoin for a successful trade or pay Bitcoin for a failed trade. And on top of that, that will be taking Bitcoin off of the market. Since we are looking at a fiat or finite supplied currencies for most of these, Bitcoin being that, I think that that helps the supply and demand chain as well as the mass adoption of Bitcoin, and will in turn help the price exploration of Bitcoin moving forward as well. Now, with Bitcoin being so red as of late, I don't think that January comes around, back gets launched, and Bitcoin goes to the moon, but I do believe it is the first step in turning the ship around and will serve as a very large and trusted fiat gateway for these institutional investors and institutions to feel safe and start dabbling their feet into the realm of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, as I do believe this will be the next mainstream investable asset class, and it seems from the words of Fidelity, Nasdaq, and others that they believe that as well. And Wonderful Bricks was asking about 3K or 5K poll. You just came in a few minutes late. Everybody said 3K Bitcoin is coming first before 5K Bitcoin, except for one individual. Crypto Hunter said the next move on Bitcoin will lead it to $5,500.
We still like ETC longer term.
Yeah, you might not have been in here. So as you can see in the thumbnail, is ETC dead? You might have seen a lot of news pertaining to Ethereum Classic and the fact that ETC Dev is closing their doors due to not having enough funds. But I wanted to make it clear that their network is ran by miners from all over the world as well as individual developers. On top of that, they have 4 other development teams: Ethereum Commonwealth, ETC Cooperative, IOHK, as well as, ETC Labs was the other one I was missing. All 4 of those I looked are still hiring for positions, and who knows, maybe some of the ETC dev teammates will make their way over to the other Ethereum Classic development teams. I still like Ethereum Classic for its utilization and fundamentals. I like the fact that it has institutional exposure with Grayscale, Digital Investment Group, and as well as Coinbase. And, I still think it's one that is pretty smart to hold in your portfolio. And if you're a miner, maybe put a mining rig or 2 onto the Ethereum Classic network as well. All right, got a couple more things here.
Let me slide over real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to do OMG chart someone asked about. I mean, there's the chart, clear down to $1.47. On this last sell-off, all I can show on the software is we are having a lot of sell volume coming in, while, again, price is trying to hold that ABC like Bitcoin's doing. So still, selling coming in, maybe could bounce here a little bit. But if Bitcoin goes to a new low, I'm sure OMG is going to go down one more time with it. So
there you go. We got Michael over here. Maybe you don't want to tell people exactly how much crypto you hold, but yes, I do not believe that Ethereum Classic is really dead. I hold Ethereum Classic. I like Ethereum Classic. Ness83 says BAT has more work to do. Their browser is buggy. Obviously, it's still very new compared to the likes of Google or other options. I still think that BAT does have some nice value propositions, some nice fundamentals, and has a very strong and reputable team behind it. I like what BAT is bringing to the ad space, and we all know that the ad space and data space is big money nowadays, and I think that BAT might slide in there to have a nice, thriving long-term future, especially with the addition and liquidity pool of Coinbase and Coinbase custody. Let's do this. Ricardo says ETC is dead. I'm out. ETC is not dead, my friend. I don't know if you're saying that I said it was dead. I don't know. Okay, let's go here. So for those of you who have been following for a while, Rapids RPD is doing a token swap. Their mainnet is launching on December 15th. So if you hold RPD, Rapids, or are looking to hold it, I would get a bag, and it needs to be on bytebtc.com or crex24.com for an automatic one-to-one token swap to the mainnet token. This is going to be running on its own proprietary Quark blockchain, similar to that of which Pivx runs on. It will have proof of stake, where they will receive 30% of the block rewards. It will have masternodes, which receive 60% of the block rewards. And it will have what ETC Dev did not have, a treasury fund that will receive 10% of the block rewards. If you want some more information on that, go over to my Twitter, scroll down to this tweet. There is a nice Medium post that was posted, giving more details of what Rapids has done recently, what it means with the mainnet token swap, and then some more tech specs pertaining to total supply, payouts, block rewards, etc. So if that interests you, go over here and take a look. If you've not heard of Rapids or RPD, you should probably take a look as well, as they have a lot of things on the horizon. Currently are trading at ByteBTC, Crex24, Mercatox, and SWFT Swift.pro. Check out that for more information. The last brief news articles, and then we'll get to some questions from the community and maybe a few more charts, is the U.S. government tracking your privacy coins? Well, not quite just yet, but the U.S. government has shown interest in tracking privacy coins, a new document shows. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security wants to know if tracking transactions conducted using privacy coins is feasible. If you're using XMR or Monero, the government is shit out of luck. They will never be able to track that because that is the best privacy coin in the ecosystem. So maybe you guys should probably stack up on a little XMR. I think if cryptocurrencies go mainstream adoption, all the offshore money or hidden funds will find their way over to the Monero network. As of now, that is the leading privacy coin in my opinion. While the document notes that there are both commercial and government uses for crypto, the topic specifically focuses on finding a way to conduct forensic analysis on privacy-focused coins if they are used for criminal activity. That's how it all starts, guys. Oh, we just want to be able to track privacy coins for criminal activity and to protect the users. Nah, they want to be nosy. They went back and started tracking Bitcoin, since we all know it's not really anonymous, it's more pseudo-anonymous. And now they're trying to figure out if they can track these other cryptocurrencies with the new technology of privacy features, whether Z-Snarks or others have been created to help shield and protect their users so they own their privacy and you can own your own data. In the document, DHS highlights that platforms such as Zcash and Monero emphasize privacy and anonymity as key features, making it difficult to determine where a transaction originates or how much is sent. Now, the interesting thing is Zcash has been added to Coinbase. Even by myself, in my original review about 6 months ago, said, I don't know if Zcash will be added due to the privacy features. I think that the government could track Zcash. Why do I say that? Well, Zcash has an optionality privacy feature, meaning that it can be turned on or off. With Monero XMR, every single transaction is forced to be anonymous. It takes one Zcash transaction where you have the privacy feature off to where the feds might be able to backtrack those transactions and figure out the owners of various wallets. Why does that concern you? Currently, something like only 7% of all Zcash transactions actually have the privacy features enabled, meaning that more than likely, if you have used Zcash trying to use a privacy coin, it really isn't private at all. And if the government wants to track it, they can track it. Now, they said they just want it for criminal activity, but we all know that they just want to keep their eyes on as many things as they can and try to keep control over the cryptocurrency ecosystem, as they're starting to realize that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies can threaten the fiat dollar and the government fiat currencies. So we'll see what happens here moving forward. If you want to use a privacy coin for privacy features, use Monero. Zcash is optional. Very small percentage of transactions actually use that optional feature. And I think more likely than not, if I was, say, to transact with Todd, that transaction may end up being public, or he might have public transactions that they can then backtrack to you. Interesting. We'll see what happens here moving forward with the government as they continue to keep an eye out on cryptocurrencies and keep publishing more and more interesting documents here, really looking for individuals and developers, or maybe even hackers, to give their opinion and maybe get paid to work with the government as far as tracking and keeping an eye on the cryptocurrency ecosystem.
Somebody mentioned Litecoin. I mean, Litecoin's chart really looks the same as Bitcoin. We got a 39 to 40 technometer. We got OP hitting new lows while price holds. So again, it looks maybe a little sideways to higher, and then maybe a new low. And Populous PPT kind of looks like a lot of these coins, really nothing more to add there, really. I don't have it in my software, but continuing to track lower. Not one that I follow very, very much.
Not much to say. Any other charts you want to go over? Any more charts you had from the software there?
Did I do Digibyte?
Yeah, you went over Digibyte already.
Yeah, because I gave the... well, the other ones are looking the same.
So we're kind of under the impression here that we're going to go a little sideways and probably have another leg lower. Me personally, I'm not really trying to trade on that leg. You know, the Bitcoin risk-to-reward ratio falls in line with my investment strategy and my investment thesis. I'm looking that if the drop occurs, I would be adding to positions that I like, Bitcoin, other large cap coins, and a few passive income generating altcoins, smaller micro cap coins that we've talked about in the past. That's just what I'm doing. If you want to take everything off the table and hope for a leg lower, that's fine. But remember that if you're bullish on this ecosystem and believe that all new all-time highs are coming, which they are, then maybe it's not smart to go all out, all in, as if everything starts running here out of nowhere, like it kind of did a few days ago when Bitcoin went from 3,200 to 4,200. You're going to be left with a lot of stress trying to decide when to hit the buy order and get those coins back. So that's just my opinion. You do your own thing. This is not investment advice. This is just for entertainment and two individuals trying to spread knowledge and gain knowledge pertaining to Bitcoin, stocks, and commodities. Lammy J wants you to take a look at the XRP chart. He said you didn't look at that one yet today.
XRP.
And then AHA wants to know if you can look at the WTC Walton Chain chart. Interesting that you brought up Walton Chain. We already looked at Dragon Chain earlier today. So Dragon Chain did a poll on what the next coin they should do. I think they're doing some kind of course, interchain operability, and some other things. And they were focusing on the supply chain logistics. So the option were like VeChain, Walton Chain, Wabi, etc. And Walton Chain actually won that poll, and the next integration for that sector will be Walton Chain. So I think that's pretty interesting. I think it's interesting that it was chosen over VeChain because VeChain is a higher market cap coin, and people thought that the community was stronger, but apparently not. Walton Chain won that, crushing Wabi, slightly beating out VeChain and crushing the other opponent as well. So we'll see what that means. That's food for thought there.
Here's XRP, BTC. Again, technometer 42, where a lot of these things are setting. Looks good versus Bitcoin. XRP USD, not much to say there on the volume and price. Here, technometer XRP USD is at 41. So not a buy signal, but getting close. And then you've got, you see here again, that volume is coming down, trying to hit a new low while price is holding in a little bit. So slightly friendly there. But again, technometer 42. So
Grant Gibson says, hey guys, newer to the show, great info, keep it up. Well, shout out to you. Hopefully you're participating in all of our giveaways. And yeah, it is Monday, so we're a little rusty. We haven't been live in about 4 days, but you know, we're still trying to come on here and do some shows to keep you guys informed during these down times. Obviously, it's not as exciting. There's not as much, you know, before every news article was affecting the price, so we were able to do a lot more trades, be a lot more interactive, and, you know, kind of with this lack of volatility and this sideways here around 6K, even down to 4K, not as much to talk about. But, you know, we keep staying here, keep informing, keep building, and trying to get you guys involved with passive income generating coins that I've preached, whether it's mining, staking, masternoding, trying to help you get involved. I recently just helped Chris K9 start doing his first staking coin. So he's understanding why we've been preaching this, and it really helps you get through the bear market because you at least see coins coming into your wallet, and you really can start to accumulate the various projects that you like for quote-unquote free. You know, you might have VPS cost or mining rig cost, but you're still accumulating and profiting on a daily basis. I got no more news, so really if you guys have any questions over here in the chat box, throw it in there. Maybe Todd will have a few more charts. My throat is killing me right now, but we're going to continue talking because why not? We're already here live. Make sure to smash that like, share, and subscribe button. And yes, we give away free crypto almost every single show, so keep tuning in. Leave a comment in the comment section below with your Horizon ZEN wallet address, and you are entered to win. Also, don't forget, when we get to 6,000 subscribers, Todd is forced to give away one of our Wyckoff and crypto trading courses. Right now, we're at 5,940 subs. Spread the love, spread the word, get us a few more subscribers, and you will be entered to win a $300 Wyckoff and cryptocurrency trading course from learncrypto.io. Invest in yourself because yourself is the future.
A lot of channels are losing subscribers, so we're slowly gaining a few. So keep doing what we're doing, waiting for this market to turn. Zcash was around 41.78 really on Technometer. Not a lot to add here. It looked like there was some buying maybe into the news.
For the Coinbase news?
Yeah, here volume didn't come into the downside. Looks like somebody was trying to support it, but since then it's kind of been moving in lockstep. So same thing, a lot of Technometers 40, 41, 42. Looks like we're still maybe doing this triangle here and you know, on Bitcoin and some of these other coins, and could see maybe one more minor new low. So
and Lamy J says, Nick, you need to educate people on masternode staking, etc. Those individuals that are in our Patreon and over in Discord, it's a little easier because it's personalized. So I've gotten a bunch of them, or educating them, helping them with various hosting sites, node setup, staking, etc. As well as some other people in that Discord are familiar with the various passive income generating. I know Johnny M. Cool is doing a really good job with passive income on EOS, so he always throws that information. It's a little bit hard to do videos on that just because there is so many different options. It's more of a, if you have a question, ask me, and if I know it, I'll give it to you, or, you know, can find the information and point you in the right direction. But yeah, maybe I need to do just, you know, a passive income episode to kind of give a little more details. I do have in the crypto tips and tricks section a how to generate passive income in the crypto bear market video or something like that, where I kind of go over some of the options for passive income in crypto and go over some of the websites where you can gather more information pertaining to those opportunities. So definitely check that out if you haven't. If you have more particular questions, Lamy, you know, hit me up on Twitter. Hit us up on Patreon. I know Patreon is, you know, paying for Patreon for some isn't feasible during the bear market, which we understand, but that's always an option. And Discord's really active. It's a way to be a hold of me and Todd 24/7, and as well as the knowledgeable individuals that are already in that community as well. So it's an option that you have out there.
Here's again Litecoin. I mean, we just got new lows in the OP. Again, like a lot of these, a little ABC off the highs. Technometers 39. Oh, we had a 39.88 here. So, you know, definitely coming down to oversold quickly. So that's why I thought maybe we'd bounce a little bit here before we might see this new low. And this could be an ABC clear back to, you know, 38 if they dig in here before another sell-off, which would be ideal because that would limit the downside. But it just looks like with the OP falling off here, price trying to hold, maybe they'll dig in here for a day or two or something and starting a slight rally.
and somebody wants you to look at the NPXS chart. Max X says, are you late? You are about 50 minutes late, my friend, so make sure to watch the replay. We usually try to go live around 6:30 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday. With the bear market, it's not always Monday through Thursday now, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then because we are over in Discord every single day for Patreon members, and there's not really a ton to talk about. A lot of the charts are looking the same right now. There isn't a ton of news coming out pertaining to these coins each and every day like there was in the bull market. So we're still here for you, still here answering questions, but not available near as much as there's just not that much to talk about.
I saw Hugo came in.
Jet came in a little late asking if ETC is dead. Jet, I've already said this a few times, so I'm not going to repeat myself for the sake of everybody else watching, but make sure to watch the replay. It was actually the first news article we talked about and what's going on with Ethereum Classic, and you'll get all your information there.
In PXS, nothing to brag about there. That's a 12-hour chart. So, breaking previous support from August or so. So, not in my software, so not much comments, not much volume here. So, nothing there. In PPT, we'd already talked about as well. Nothing exciting in PPT down here at the time being either.
There we go. If you have any more charts, questions, comments, concerns, let us know. But we have already been here for an hour. That's usually when we start to wrap it up. We went over a bunch of news, a bunch of fundamentals. We had a nice poll. Everybody's bearish, looking for a Bitcoin break to 3,000 before a Bitcoin rally to 5,000. And we kind of saw what the Todd father over there thought of the charts. Once again, they don't look too hot. Once again, always look in the description below our videos to see what we do outside of YouTube and get involved with the Learn Crypto community and really participate in educating yourself. Somebody was saying, Nick, can you give us a brief rundown on Linda? I can do that. But also, if you go to our homepage here, I know a lot of you only see us on the live show, but we got a lot of recorded videos. Scroll down here to interviews. The latest interview was with Linda Coin, one of their, I think it is their CFO as well as one of their lead developers. I think you'll garnish a lot of information from those guys. We talked not only about Linda, but also about the crypto ecosystem as a whole about a month ago. Linda essentially is serving to be a peer-to-peer currency. It has several integrations, as well as it is going to be used almost like the gas to a new Linda X platform. Linda X platform is going to be a protocol token similar to that of Ethereum, but projects that want to build on it will have to be vetted. Some like that, some don't. But I think as you see with all the scams in the ecosystem, that will provide protection to its investors, and Linda will have a value proposition within that ecosystem as well. Linda as well does have staking and masternodes. If you go to mystakingwallet.com, this is a product created by Linda for VPS one-click masternodes, and they do have various partners on there. And if you go to mynodepool.com, it is a staking pool. So for those of you who are small fish, Linda was thinking about you. You can get over there, pool your funds with other individuals to earn daily payouts on Linda, as well as daily payouts on their partner coins. So there you go. I would definitely watch that interview. We have another interview from earlier in the year back here as well. You'd have to click on interviews and scroll back a bit to get a little more information on Linda and why, I do run a couple masternodes on their network. You're getting daily payouts with solid ROI. You can then either restake that for compounding interest, sell it for Bitcoin or USD, whatever you feel is the best fit during these trying times here in the crypto market.
Somebody asked Tron or DigiBuy it. I guess personally I'd have to go with DigiBuy it.
Yeah, they're a little bit different too, kind of different sectors. Tron is starting to build more and more products and platform, while DigiByte is still the longest UTXO, competing with the likes of Litecoin and Bitcoin, but is expanding into security with DigiID and protocol layers with DigiAssets. Personally, I like DigiByte out of those two, and I think DigiByte is a little more undervalued than TRX at these levels as well.
Factom has been a hog in this market, so still doing really well, holding the gains. So
this is one of the trades that was over in Discord, so some of them are benefiting off of that here. This thing is continuing to try to rally the gains. Where do you think that this thing could stop? Where's the resistance when you zoom out? And do you think that if Bitcoin does have another drop, do you think Factom's going to get even hit harder because it's going to have so much room to give up these gains before it gets back to its
I think it comes back down to $9 probably.
You think it can go down to $9? That's where you'd be looking to
if Bitcoin
add?
got crushed, possibly. Here's Factom on the software. we are at 50.9, which is most overbought we've been. So, but it's had a big run here in a shitty market. So can't complain on that one. So I'm going to probably have a sell somewhere up here, maybe for some type of pullback, but you don't want to sell the strong ones. So I'd probably stay along that.
There you go. And
or buy a pullback.
And if Bitcoin got smashed, you'd be looking for a re-entry or additional entry around the $9 mark or so?
9 to 10 probably.
Cool.
Be nice if this previous resistance at 10 would turn into support, which is what it did here. So be nice for it to do that again, 950 to 10.
Raziel says, I begged Todd to chart FCT before it moon, but he overlooked me, frown face. Well, we don't purposely overlook you, and if you're in the live chat, we try to grab everybody we can. And somebody did request that over in our Patreon Discord, and we did get that charted. So
I mean, I did
sorry
chart
if we
that.
overlooked you. We try to see you guys here, but you see how fast the chat box is moving. It's hard to keep up with everybody at times.
I showed that being extremely oversold down before it took off. So I thought that was during a live show. We showed this was major oversold at 450. Then as it broke, I told people that I would stay with it. Then I did think up here on this break above 1050 that it could come into some selling. That brought it down to the 750. But sorry if I overlooked.
Lamy J says, you have a new Patreon member. Well, shout out to you, Lamy J. After the show is over, we will. I'll get over there, make sure you're in the system, and I'll send you a private Discord link as well so you can get in there tonight. Make sure to go through the channels, catch up. The top 4 channels are for me and Todd to post only. So all the pertinent TA information, FA information, Palm Beach Confidential, Palm Beach Trader discussions are up there. So make sure to catch up with everything that's been going on.
Our live chats are always saved to our channel. So we don't get rid of any of that.
ECA Panther says, I think we are looking for 2 to 3 years sideways action. Definitely it's a patient game. Jamie Dimon just bought some more crypto. Wish there wasn't so many coins. I think it's really confusing noobs. Yeah, I mean, that really goes with the thesis that we believe that I think the next bull market, the tide will raise up most boats. Some coins are seemingly going to be insolvent and can't pay their teams to keep developing. But I think a lot of altcoins will see a rally. I think after that rally, it's really going to come down to which ones are viable, which ones solve a real-world problem, which ones generate revenue with products, which ones continue to get mass adoption and utilization. And there's going to be a few survivors in this cryptocurrency ecosystem, and looking to find them and get involved with them now to position your portfolio for the future. So that's really what we're looking at as well.
Waves chart, I know, is looking good. Waves had a nice 40-50% rally here. I don't know if I had anything. I mean, you can see down here, major selling in Waves, Bitcoin, why price held. That allowed this kind of to lift off. And Technometer was extremely oversold down there for days on end, and then went to a sell on the rally. So that is one. Didn't you mention that a few days ago?
I think we were talking about it on the last live show last Thursday. We didn't really get too much in depth. I didn't really know what was going on with the rally here. But now it looks like it is getting close to the oversold in the Technometer and with the bearish sentiment in the ecosystem. Do you think that people, if they bought there on the oversold, do you think that they should be trying to sell here for a little bit of profits, locking some of that in, or what do you think of the Waves chart?
I've not been taking profits, and that's what's hurt me on short-term trades. So, I mean, some of these are going to start showing some type of strength and outperforming. So Waves could be a good one longer term here. So I'm not sure I would sell. I'd try to buy more dips if you got any fiat.
There you go. We have Michael Barker says, do you like Dash? I think Dash is interesting for a couple of reasons. Do I think it is the best payment coin? Like, do I like it better than Digibyte or Bitcoin or Litecoin? Not particularly. But the reason I do like Dash and the reason I do hold some Dash is for a couple of reasons. Number one, Dash is making it easier for spending with various products on mobile phone, etc. They are expanding into third world countries which are having a monetary collapse. Venezuela, Brazil, etc. And also Dash does have a partnership with, what is it called? Alt36, who is a point of sale system or a point of sale company really focusing on the marijuana industry. They do have contracts with various marijuana stores, in which they are going to be a sole provider of their point-of-sale system. Dash is looking to be integrated in these point-of-sale systems. And here in the United States, at least, they are state legal but not federally legal, meaning that if dispensaries garnish or get cash, they do not put it in the bank because the bank can garnish those funds due to it not being federally legal, so they are sitting on a pile of cash. Now, what would be a better option for security purposes and ease of liquidity for these dispensaries? That would be cryptocurrencies, and I think Dash really has the first foot in the door pertaining to the acceptance of cryptocurrencies in these dispensaries. So I do have a place in my portfolio for Dash, and I think it's one that's going to be around. They also have maintained a treasury system, a masternode system, in which they have continued funds, even in this bear market, to keep supplementing new projects, new development, and their current team members. We'll see if that can continue. What you working on over there?
Well, give me a second. If anyone's interested.
Australian says 18-month bear market ends June or July. There you go. I really think that the bear market is probably, we're going to find bottom here in Bitcoin soon. I think we will start moving higher after this capitulation wick that's coming. And it'll be a slow rise. But really, I think that the bull market and the sentiment is going to start to change in early 2019. You know, you're going to have ErisX, you're going to have Fidelity, you're going to have Nasdaq futures, you're going to have backed exchange. You're going to have, then the media is going to be presenting it in a better light because you're going to have the Goldman Sachs Bitcoin trading desk, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that the sentiment will at least start turning early in next year. And then once the institutions want it to go, they're going to start pushing their products and they're going to make it go. So we'll see what happens.
I'm going to take it over here. Let's just throw in something different. This is Caterpillar, just showing some Wyckoff here. Definitely had, looks like some distribution here. We had sign of weakness break through the ice, then we've had it rally back to it. You can see down here technometers at 53.89, which is definitely at an overbought level. And you've had nice little ABC pop back up. So we had previous support at 140, 141, maybe turning into resistance. So Caterpillar could get maybe in sync for a little bit of downside here.
It looks like we just had a big jump in viewers. So maybe you want to go over before, we were over an hour now. We've done a bunch of crypto news, a bunch of crypto fundamentals, and we're glad you guys are finally tuning in. And we will be live again tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. So make sure to watch this replay and join us tomorrow. But maybe you want to give a final thought on a couple cryptocurrency charts here, a final thought on a Bitcoin chart before we head out of here, and we'll see what's going on in the chat box before we get going.
I mean, on Bitcoin, we still think, I still think this is a ABC rally here and an ABC decline. So probably it could go do some more ABCs in a triangle, maybe at this 4,100 level, and then possibly pierce the 3,600 again, or it could have a stronger ABC rally up to 4,600, which is previous fourth wave resistance back here to the left, and then still see a 4,600 and break 3,600. So this doesn't look impulsive here, so it looks like we're doing some type of sideways. And as I had shown on the software then, we're, what's happening is it's on the 5-minute volume, you're going to new lows while price is holding. So I don't think we're going to break right here, right now. I think that's coming in the week ahead or so.
There you go. That's really about all we got. Glad to see all you guys jumping in here. Don't be afraid to start chatting us up. We will be live again at 6:30 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. So get in here, get chatting, get your questions ready. We like to be your one-stop shop for cryptocurrencies and investments. Talk about crypto fundamentals, crypto news, crypto technical analysis, as well as the stock market and commodities. Todd Butterfield is the president of Wyckoff SMI. He's been trading since the day of the pits and soybeans. And my name is Nick Hellman. I work for an institutional financial advisor, a performance analyst for alternative asset classes, and really have a passion for cryptocurrencies. Participating in staking, noting, mining is kind of my thing, and really reading between the lines and finding some conspiracy theories that happen, and try to make some solid trades on that for you guys and for myself.
I started on stock index futures and then OEX options pit. So, but stock index futures is where I got my start.
That's where it's all about. We like to reward the active community members, so make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below with your Horizon ZEN wallet address for your chance to win. We give away cryptocurrencies almost every single live show just as a token of appreciation and a thank you to you guys. Obviously, you know, during this bear market, the views from our show does not offset the cost of the cryptocurrencies, but it's something we like to do for you guys to try to brighten up your mood a little bit during this bear market and really show the ease of use and a possible use case for these cryptocurrencies. You know, people that don't know each other, I can send you this Zen 24/7 at any time to your wallet address. Then everybody in the chat box can confirm that I'm not full of shit, that I'm actually sending this via the transparency of the blockchain technology. Can see when I send it, who I sent it to, and verify that you do get your giveaway. That's the beauty of blockchain technology, and that's what we're here to spread all across the world. And we're here to stay. You know, this is going to be a new investable asset class. The bear market is tough for some individuals, but there's a way to make money via trading and passive income, and I think there's a bright future ahead. You got any last comments over there, Todd?
Not really, except the usual.
I'm rich, bitch!
Thanks for tuning in.
Or maybe in this type of market,
I've got balls of steel.
Maybe in this market.
We were over 230 people on this slow Monday, Red Monday. Make sure to watch the replay if you're just tuning in. We talked about a lot of stuff, covered a lot of things, so you don't want to miss that. And until next time, guys, stay tuned for your daily updates on cryptocurrencies right here at Learn Crypto.
Shoulder still hurts.
Go to that homepage, look at the interview with John McAfee, with Charles Hoskinson, and others. Take a look at our previous videos. I think you'll like what you'll see, and you'll be hitting that subscribe button in no time. Peace out, guys. Dollar cost average into Bitcoin and your favorite altcoins. We are here to stay. Get on that Learn Crypto rocket ship, my friends.
Wog is doing beers today. Peace out.
Peace out, Wog. We'll see you guys over in the private Discord, and we'll have some fun tonight. See you later.
Well, hey, stay positive, pal. Most people, when they lose, they whine and quit. But you got to be there for the turns. Everybody's got good luck. Everybody's got bad luck. Don't run when you lose.
Play hard, play clean. Be careful out there.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.